Yo, yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Kareem Supreme. 30 years of the boys in the hood are always hard. Come talking that trash, we'll pull your card. Check this out, y'all. This is the 2-disc anniversary edition. I had this for a while. I think it may have been the 20th anniversary edition. But I had this for a number of years. I got it off Amazon. I forgot how much I paid for it, but anyway, yeah, 30 years of Boyz-n-the-Hood. I remember this was Ice Cube's first movie. I remember when this movie first came out, I wanted to go see it just because Ice Cube was in it. Now, I heard Yo-Yo was going to be in it too. Yo-Yo was another rapper, a female rapper. I heard she was going to be in it too. So for them two, that was the whole reason why I wanted to go see this movie. Didn't know what it was about. I was about 11 years old. Didn't even know I didn't even know what this movie was supposed to be about. I just heard Ice Cube and Yo-Yo was going to be in the movie. It sounded good to me. And I had no idea who Cuba Gooding Jr. was, Morris Chestnut, Nia Long, or Angela Bassett. Before this movie, before we went to go see it, the only actors other than Ice Cube and Yo-Yo that I knew of was Larry Fishburne. And why did I know of him? Because he was in Spike Lee's School Days that had came out a couple years before this. So I had knew of Larry Fishburne, and the rest of the actors I had never heard of before. I think this is the movie that made Morris Chestnut, Nia Long, Angela Bassett. I had never heard of Angela Bassett, although she was out way before this movie came out. Me personally, I didn't know who she was. I just thought she was another fine actress. And when I first saw Tyra Farrell, she played Doughboy's and Ricky's mother. I thought she was Kim Wayans. From In Living Color. They looked just alike. Back then, they looked just alike. And boy, was I in for a treat when I found out it wasn't Kim Wayans. I was like, man, they look just alike. But yeah, this is a VHS classic. One of my favorite movies. I remember my friend Dave had it on VHS when it first came out. And every time I would go over his house to spend the night, he'll be like, what you want to watch? Boyz-n-the-Hood. Boyz-n-the-Hood. Oh man, Boyz-n-the-Hood again? He used to be like, man, every time you come over here, all you want to watch is Boyz-n-the-Hood. Of course, other movies was out, but you know, Boyz-n-the-Hood was my favorite movie. And eventually when we got it on VHS, me and my brother just binge watched it. You know, this is one of the movies I know of. This is one of the movies that I know line for line from beginning to end. That's how much we watched it. You know, people don't rewatch movies like how they used to. They'll watch it one time and then be like, it was a good movie, and they won't watch it for another year or 2 or 3. Not us, boy. We used to sit up there and just watch movies. When there wasn't nothing else on, we'll watch the same movie. Put in Boyz-n-the-Hood. Put in New Jack City. This came out in 1991, so New Jack City was out too. The 5 Heartbeats was out. And a bunch of other movies was out too. Do the Right Thing was out. But yeah, when Boyz-n-the-Hood first came out, you know, it pretty much showed how life was in Los Angeles. That was pretty much a day in the life of teenagers growing up in Los Angeles. You know, you had the gang culture, the drug culture, you know, the black love, which you don't see anymore. Black teenage love in movies. Seem like black on black love is a crime nowadays in Hollywood. Come on, Hollywood. Stop being so liberal. Anyway, that's a different story. But yeah, my favorite part of this movie was when they were all sitting at a table and playing cards when Doughboy first got out. And this is the part that always stuck with me and always made me think. They were talking about oral sex. And I think Doughboy said, "Don't you know you can get AIDS for having sex with them dope heads?" And then Dookie was like, "Nah, but can you really catch that? I ain't all skinny." And then somebody else said, "You ain't gotta be all skinny. You could die 5 years from now of that crap." And it had me thinking because 9 months before this movie came out, NWA had a song with without Ice Cube, because he left the group, called "Just Don't Bite It." It was about oral sex. So for them to be talking about you can catch AIDS 5 years from now from getting oral sex, and then Eazy-E died 5 years after they said that, that always had me wondering, man, did they know what was up or something? It just was weird, man. Every time I look at that scene, I wonder if they were talking about Eazy-E. And then people say, why would they be dissing Eazy-E? Why would they be talking about him? Well, there's another part in the movie where they jump a fiend that had on a Eazy-E shirt. He snatched one of their necklaces, and then they jumped him. He had on a shirt that said, "We want Easy." So I'm like, man, was that scene about dying from AIDS about him too? Because, there's a lot of subliminal messages. There was a lot of subliminal messages in black movies back then. A lot of people don't catch them until years later, but I caught it right then and there at 11 years old. Because hip hop was always my first love. And the summer of 1990, that song Just Don't Bite It by NWA, that was the most talked about song on the street. Kind of like Cardi B's WAP. That's how Just Don't Bite It affected our community. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people thought it was funny. Some people actually liked it. And WAP, a lot of people didn't like it. And some people did. But that always stuck with me. Another scene I liked was when Trey's father, Lawrence Fishburne, and him was talking. They had a father and son talk, and Trey had the gun in his hand, and then his father was like, "Oh, so you big and bad now? Go ahead, shoot me." What he was saying was, I am that black man you thinking about shooting. We all brothers, you know what I mean? You can shoot another black man, you can shoot me. If you got the balls to do it, I'm your father. You know what I mean? That's your brother. That's what I got from him. You know what I mean? And he didn't do it. But then he got out, he went with Doughboy to shoot the guys. But he got out before the actual shooting occurred, which was smart on his part. He caught the bus home, Boyz-n-the-Hood was an excellent movie from beginning to end. I believe it was John Singleton's first movie. Then after this, he came out with was it Higher Learning? Or I think it was Higher. I can't remember. But no, he came out with Poetic Justice after this, I believe. Then Higher Learning. But yeah, excellent movie. The funny thing about this, Ice Cube said when he finally met Eazy-E, three or 4 years later, three or 4 years after this movie was released, when he finally met up with Eazy-E, Eazy-E told him he said Boyz-n-the-Hood was an after-school special. That's what Eazy told Ice Cube. He said, yeah, that was an after-school special. Remember them after school special movies? I used to like them after school specials. ABC's after school specials. You know, mostly teenage movies about drugs and abstinence from sex. You know, basically teenage movies. They used to come on after school. I used to run home to watch them after school specials, boy. Don't act like y'all didn't either. But yeah, Boyz-n-the-Hood. Boyz-n-the-Hood. Now, the movie was based on the song that Ice Cube wrote for NWA. He wrote it for Eazy-E. That was a song that put Eazy-E on the map. The Boyz-n-the-Hood was always hard. It was written by Ice Cube. That's why Eazy-E said, Ice Cube writes rhymes that I say, hell to the niggas from CIA. CIA was the group that Ice Cube was in before he joined NWA. CIA stood for Compton in Effect. CIA stood for Compton in Effect. That was back in the 80s, mid-80s. A lot of y'all don't know about that, but y'all swear y'all thorough fans of hip-hop. Didn't want to argue with people that know all about the history of hip-hop, that lived through it. I don't understand y'all young millennials. Y'all got Google brains. Listen to your elders. Listen to your elders. The sad part of this movie was when they went to go take the SAT tests. Trey and Ricky went to go take their SAT test because they wanted to go to USC. And before they got the test results, no, the day that they got the test results was the day that Ricky got killed, and he passed. I think his mom was trying to let him know your test scores is here, but he kept walking to the store and then he got killed. He would have went to college. He was on his way to college. He was on his way to USC. And to this day, to this very day, 30 years after I saw this movie, 30 years after the day I saw this movie, I've been a USC Trojans fans. It was because of this movie that led me to be a USC Trojan fan. USC Trojan, University of Southern California. I fell in love with that team because of this movie. Yep. He passed. He got a high score on the SAT test and then got killed. Kind of remind me what happened to this basketball player named Benji from Chicago. He got killed before he could go to college. That also happened with Cochise in the movie Cooley High. He had got a scholarship and was on his way to college, and he got killed by Stone and Robert. Y'all remember Cooley High? Yeah, Boyz-n-the-Hood. I always wish they could have came out with a part 2, but they killed off Doughboy's character at the end. You know, they said he was murdered 2 weeks after his brother Ricky. And his mom played favoritism. She liked Ricky because, you know, he was trying to be somebody and Doughboy was in and out of prison. She didn't show him that much love and compassion. They had different fathers. So typically, if the mother don't like the father, she take it out on the son. And if she like the father, then she gonna like the son. You know, that happens in the black community a lot. That happens in the Hispanic community too. And the white community. It's just more portrayed in movies pertaining to black Americans. What's up, man? Yeah. So, yeah, that's what all I got to say about that. I'm in the park, people walking by. Yeah. I wish they would have had an alternate ending or something. Because it could have easily been a part 2. It still could be a part 2. What if they made a movie about Ricky's son? He's probably a grown man now. He's probably 30 years old. He would have to be. That movie was out in 91. And he was a little baby. He'd probably be 30, 31 years old by now. Let me get out of here. We got a bunch of people coming through the park, walking their dogs and stuff. And they always want to speak to you. Now, when I'm in here by myself, just chilling, when I'm in the park chilling by myself, don't nobody say nothing. As soon as I start filming something, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Start asking questions and shit. But holla at your boy. Peace.